Since we have learned to convert between decimals and fractions and decimals and percents and decimals, now we can use what I like to call the middleman, which we're going to put is the D for decimal. He has a P hanging off the side of him for percent and an F for the other arm, which stands for fraction. And I'm going to even put this SN in the middle of it for scientific notation, which we're going to get to in a little bit in our notes. And I'm going to put two legs on there, but more as an arrow going, go to this guy. Anytime you have a fraction and you want to convert it to a percent, you just have to go through the decimal. So let's say, in this case, like you have 1/4. Now that's a pretty friendly fraction that we have, and we learn to do those by like taking it and multiplying it times a number that would make it into a power of 10. And that'd get me 25 over 100. Then we know that we can take that and make that into a decimal. Decimal is the happy middleman of all of these things, because remember, we got the 1 and the 2 zeros. Now, because we know of Dr. Pepper, we know if I've got a decimal, I can change that to a percent just by moving that decimal place 2 places to the right, and that gets me 25%. It can work backwards as well. I know I'm using friendly fractions for the sake of time, but however you would convert a fraction to a decimal, whether it be by division, which is in another video that you can watch, or these friendly fractions, either of those work. It's just converting a fraction to a decimal, then from the decimal to a percent. It can work backwards as well, like 75%. Dr. Pepper reminds us, if we're going from percent to decimal, to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. It's here. 2 places to the left would be now the new place here, which would be 0.75. Then I can change that to a fraction by putting the 1 underneath the decimal. So I've got 75 over 100. And then I divide by a number that goes into both of those evenly, and I'll get 3/4. So I can go from a fraction to a percent and from a percent to a fraction as long as I go through this middleman, this guy, the decimal.